My name is V.L. Allen. I'm a student at Galen College of Nursing, and I'm here to tell you why smoke-free is the way to be. First, let's get started with something familiar. The respiratory system. Everybody has a set of lungs. Our body and the lungs they play very vital organs. Specifically, our lungs are here to get rid of toxic waste that we breathe into our bodies, and they promote oxygen to the rest of our cells. We need this to promote what is called gas exchange. The air we breathe in brings cells to our bodies. This is how we think, this is how we operate, this is how our body literally functions. We can't do anything without our lungs. The lungs also play other vital orders. They bring oxygen into our body, keep it at room temperature, they humidify the air. It also protects our bodies from harmful substances. So when we cough, we sneeze, we breathe, this is our body trying to get rid of harmful substances. And they also promote your sense of smell. I bet you didn't know that your lungs were needed to smell. According to the CDC, smoking can lead to disability, harm to not only just one organ, but all your organs. Things that are associated with smoking: autism, asthma, COPD, Berger's disease, diabetes, cancer, and that's just to name a few. So according to the CDC, everybody knows that smoking is harmful, but yet 90% of people who smoke started smoking when they were about your age or younger. And if you ask anybody who currently smokes now, they can tell you that they start smoking well before they were 18 years of age, which is when tobacco products are sold. You can only start buying tobacco products at the age of 18. Yet, teens still get a hold of tobacco products. For those of you saying, hey, I don't smoke, I vape, right? For those of you who don't know what vaping is, they are e-cigarette pens that come in the form of vaporized smoke. Sometimes it's flavored. They come in all shapes and sizes. Some of them look like little boxes. Some of them look nothing like a cigarette. And there are those that do look like a cigarette. So why do people smoke in general? Why do people your age smoke in general? Some do it to look cool. Some do it to feel more independent. Others want to be grown up. And back in the day, they used to advertise that it would make you slimmer if you smoke cigarettes, which is false. Some do it just to maintain status, to say, hey, I smoke, it is what it is, to be cool and probably defiant towards their parents. For those of you who vape, they also advertise that vaping is significantly more safe than actually smoking regular cigarettes. This is false. Fake news. When you vape, it also contains nicotine, which is the addictive drug that's also in tobacco products. So it's robbing Peter to pay Paul. When you smoke, you're breathing in things like nickel, tin, lead. These things also cause cancer. So what's the difference between vaping and cigarettes? Not much difference at all. They still doing studies to see what the long-term effects of smoking is. So when you think you're vaping and nothing's happening, it's not just harmless water vapor. Of course, they flavor these things to make it look less harmless, but that's anything but goodness. So when I was younger, I remember going to the store to buy some candy. Most kids go to the store to buy candy. You buy candy? You bought candy from the store, and you'll sit down like you would any other family member right next to the ones you know. At the current time, my oldest two sisters, they smoked. One smoked Black and Milds, one smoked cigarettes. They smoked. It was okay. This was something that was normal. Until I went to the store and I bought a particular kind of candy. And I sat down, I put the candy to my mouth, and I was getting ready to eat it until my oldest sister came to me and had a whole conniption. What are you doing with that? Why do you have that? Give it here. Snatched my candy out my hand. And I had to explain to her, like, hey, that's candy. The problem with this candy was it wasn't any kind of candy. The candy looked like this. And if you look, they look like cigarettes. So at the age of 9, 10, I'm thinking, what's the harm? It's candy. I'm going to eat it. I don't actually smoke cigarettes. But this is big business way of advertising to our youth, desensitizing to us that it's okay to smoke cigarettes. And it's very much not. But it's okay to eat candy, right? So my mother didn't believe me when I told her about this, that they even sold products that look like this to kids. This is currently illegal. But look at the slogan. Candy you used to eat as a kid. Big business profits off the backs of the weakest among us, our youth. You guys don't know any better. So that makes it our job as adults and the people who care about you to make sure you stay from all harmful products like cigarettes and vaping, just like you would stay away from fire because it's hot. And by the way, these tasted good. It says bubble gum right there on the pack, candy. But this is clearly a problem. So, as far as e-pens go, e-cigarettes, they made over $2.5 billion back in 2014. That was over 5 years ago. So, there's clearly a new market for one to expand out. It's currently illegal to advertise cigarettes to kids. There's no restrictions about e-pens and vape pens. So, people in your age group are the new market. So according to the CDC, there's currently no restrictions, and a study shows that previously kids who are in younger youth are being exposed to e-cigarette ads increasingly. And this was just noted in 2017. So if they make $2 billion imagine how much they're making now, and it's 5 years later. And imagine how many more kids are probably going to have healthcare conditions due to the fact that they smoke and they didn't think, or vape and they didn't think it was harmful. No one wants to die young. No one thinks this stuff is harmless. No one thinks this stuff is harmful, but it's very much harmful. So now that we learned this stuff, what do we do now? For those of us, we need to stop, listen, and teach. Take a moment to reflect on what we just learned. Everybody knows that smoking is harmful, but people still do it. So if you do smoke, you should probably stop. If you don't smoke, don't start. And if you do know, you should teach others, like Ashanti here. Can we please get a picture of Ashanti? The harm of actually smoking. Because we don't want her to get hurt. I don't want you guys to get hurt. And we don't want to see anybody else we know older to suffer from the consequences of smoking. So, that's all I got for you. Thank you for your time. My name is VL. Again, I'm a nursing student at Galen College.